Welcome to the $100 MBA Show, the podcast you can count on to help build your business with our daily 10-minute business lessons for the real world. I'm your host, your coach, your teacher, Omar Zinhom. I'm also the co-founder of the $100 MBA, a complete business training and community online. And today is part 2 of our 2-part lesson on how to shoot a professional video for your business. If you have not listened to part 1, yesterday's episode, pause this episode and go back to episode 1. Listen to that episode first and then come back to me. I will be here when you come back. In part 1, we talked about the script, using a PowerPoint or being on camera, using your camera on a tripod, audio, lighting. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about the actual shoot, as well as post-production, editing, and presenting your video to your audience. We got a lot to cover, so let's get down to business. This episode of the $100 MBA is sponsored by Natix, Binary Options Trading. As a $100 MBA listener, you can appreciate how much $100 can do. So does Natix. With just $100, you can get started. With Natix Binary Options, you could trade on whether you think the market will be above or below a certain point by a certain time. Go to natix.com and open up a free account. That's natix.com, Nadex.com. Futures, options, and swap trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. In part 2 of this 2-part lesson on how to shoot professional videos for your business, we're going to talk about what you do during the shoot and after the shoot when you come to edit it. And then I'll also just share some of my advice when it comes to sharing your video. Now, I mentioned this in part 1 of this 2-part lesson, but you should always be shooting for the edit. That means you're shooting with a plan in place, that you know what the end result is going to look like, what your edited video is going to look like, and you shoot for that. You don't just shoot and then edit later. This is going to save you a lot of time, not only in the shooting, but in the editing. An example of this is if you know you're going to cut to, say, for example, a shot of your website during a part of a video, and that's laid out already, and you know that's coming, then you don't need to memorize a whole chunk of the script. You can take a break and then move on to the second part of the script when that cutaway is happening. You might have a separate voiceover during that cut-in, or maybe there's just music. But the point is that you have the edited version of the video in mind already while you're shooting. Another thing is that take more than one take. Do 3 or 4 takes of the same part of the video, the whole video, whatever you choose, because when you go to edit, you may want to choose the best take. It's hard to know which one's the best one, especially if you're alone and you're just shooting it by yourself, until you get to the editing table and you choose those shots and you see them actually on film or on video. We're not using film anymore, are we? But the point is that you get to see different takes and you get to choose the best one for your actual final edit. The third piece of advice I want to give you when you're shooting the actual video, this is especially if you're on camera versus on a PowerPoint slide. But if you're on camera, you have to be yourself. And this also applies even if you're not on camera, if you're on PowerPoint. Don't feel like you have to pretend to be some sort of persona, some sort of strange professional voice that you've made up. Be yourself. You don't have to add this like unnecessary bravado to your voice. You can just be yourself, be authentic. It doesn't matter if you stumble or you correct yourself or you know, just like what I just did right now when I said film and video. It's okay. Just roll with it. Be honest. Be authentic. If it's a blatant mistake, it's okay. You can do it over again, and then you can have the better take in the edit. But the point is you don't want to be inauthentic. You want people to connect with you. That's the whole point of the video, is connection. And if you're pretending you're something else, you're pretending to be this professional persona that people are used to on TV, you're just going to go right over their heads and you're not going to go into their hearts. So you really, really need to make sure that you're just yourself, and don't be too self-conscious about it. You are who you are, and I'm sure that's great. All right, so what about editing? You shot your video, you're all set, it's all saved. What do you do for editing? Now, Nicole, our producer, uses Final Cut X, which is Apple's premium video editing software. If you're just getting started, this is a little bit too advanced. There's a huge learning curve, really, to use this software. It's not very easy to use. You actually have to learn how to use it before you use it. So if you're just getting started, you've never edited video before, then go with something a little bit easier, like iMovies on a Mac. I believe iMovies is free with every Mac, and it's actually very easy to use. It's very intuitive. There's plenty of tutorials online for it. If you're on a PC, you have Windows Movie Maker. You also have Sony Vegas, which is another editing suite. And of course, you can use Adobe's cloud solution, Adobe Premiere, which is available for anything, a PC or a Mac or even a tablet, because it's all done online. And Premiere's learning curve is something between Apple's Final Cut X and iMovies. The point is to just choose something that works, even if it's Windows Movie Maker or iMovies. You don't have to be really fancy when you get started. Again, it's really the script. But you can get creative with music. You can get creative with some really good transitions with audio or even with video. And now that you have your whole thing set up, you have a script, you had a storyboard, you're shooting for the edit, make sure your editing is clean and it's natural. Try not to be too jarring when it comes to your transitions. I mentioned music. If you want to add music to your edit or to your videos, you can have custom-made music done for you. You can hire a musician, or you can just buy some royalty-free music. You can go to audiojungle.net, and they have some royalty-free music you can just buy, and it's quite inexpensive. It's like $15 for a song. Now, remember that when you're editing your video, you want to make sure it's a cohesive piece, that there is a storyline, meaning that, there's a beginning, there's a middle, there's an end. There's some closure going on there. I remember in part 1 where I talked about, to keep it under 3 minutes, 2 minutes is ideal. This is where the editing comes in, cutting things that you think are unnecessary. I know that you scripted for it and you cut in the script, but sometimes in the edit you find that you can even cut even more. Editing is really where the magic happens. It's really where you kind of create this whole experience, or even this illusion that video is all about, is creating that kind of experience. And so have fun with it and experiment with your editing. Lastly, I want to talk about sharing your video, but before that, I got to give some love to today's sponsor. Today's episode is sponsored by Stamps.com. Getting your mailing and shipping done can seem like a no-win situation. Going to the post office takes up a lot of time. And if you want to get a postage meter so you can do it at home, it's expensive, and there's multi-year commitments, hidden fees. Luckily, there's a better way, and that's Stamps.com. With Stamps.com, you can buy and print official U.S. postage for any letter or package right from your desk, using your own computer and printer. You'll even get special postage discounts you can't find at the post office. Plus, Stamps.com is more powerful than a postage meter, and it's a fraction of the cost. You could save up to 80%, and you'll avoid all those time-consuming trips to the post office. I don't understand why anybody would go to the post office anymore. I use Stamps.com for all my letters, my packages. It's a super, super time saver. You don't realize how much just a small trip to your local post office takes. Even if it's just 5 or 10 minutes away, that's like an hour gone, because you got to go, you got to come back, you're going to talk to the person, you're going to process, you're going to fill out forms. It just takes too long. Plus, you save money with Stamps.com. And right now, if you use my promo code MBA, you can get this special offer, which is a no-risk trial, plus a $110 bonus, which includes a digital scale and up to $55 of free postage. That's like free money, guys. So don't wait. Go to Stamps.com before you do anything else. Click on the microphone up at the top of the homepage and type in MBA. That's Stamps.com. Enter MBA. All right, so you have your video complete, and now you want to start sharing your video. You obviously want to share it with your own community. Make sure that you email your mailing list about your new video. Let them know what they think. Tell them to share it with their friends. Maybe you want to incentivize it. Tell them, when you share this video, I'll send you a free ebook or a free little nugget or a discount on whatever you're launching. And obviously, you're going to put it on your homepage, your website. Blog about it. Talk about the production. Talk about how you put this video together on your blog. Share it on social media. Share it with your friends. Interact with people. Maybe talk about the process of creating this video even on social media. The more interactive you can make this process of sharing your video, the better. People are going to get engaged. People are going to want to watch it and kind of engage in the conversation. This is something that you created that you should be proud of. So make sure you share it as much as you can, but make sure you're sharing it in a way that is valuable to people, so people can understand that you're trying to help people out through this video, or you're trying to help people, even if it's a sales video, you're helping people by sharing how you created the video. So that in itself is, sharing ideas and helping others. All right, guys, that wraps up the 2-part lesson on how to shoot a professional video for your business. If you guys have any questions or you have any suggestions for the show, you can always tweet at us at BizRepublic. It's B-I-Z Republic. And if you got 2 minutes to spare, we would love for you to support the show by giving us an iTunes rating and review. That's how you get found out on iTunes, is people who rate and review you, they read the reviews, you get ranked higher, and we get to help other business builders just like you. You can learn how to give us an iTunes rating and review at 100mba.net/show. Here's a review from Chad Grills. Chad says, Omer nails it, 5 stars. If you're looking for more value than B-School, you'll find it here. Highly recommended, with a great host. Thanks, Chad. I really appreciate that review and your support. And remember, guys, everybody who gives us an iTunes rating review enters our weekly draw to win a free ride to the $100 MBA. That's a lifetime membership to over 180 video lessons, interviews with experts, a community forum, workbooks, a whole bunch more. Every Friday we give away a free ride. Check out tomorrow's episode, which is Friday, to see who wins the free ride. Guys, I want to leave you with this. Creating a video for your business is a great way to practice your project management skills because it's a really nice package project. You have all the different steps. You have, the script, the shooting, the editing, all that stuff, the sharing afterwards, the promotion, and it helps you perfect your workflow or your implementation of a project. So I like to kind of create videos on a regular basis because they help me refine my skills when it comes to the production of any project. So keep that in mind, that not only are you creating a video, but you're also building upon your own business skills and your own management skills. Guys, I hope that helps, and I'll check you in tomorrow's episode. Take care.